What's up, Mike? Man, Mike's in the house. Hope you're having a great Friday, Mike. Doing good? Staying busy doing box trucking? Nice to see you. If you guys are jumping on like Mike did, what's up, Gordon? Hey, Gordon, I'm going to call you in like probably 40 minutes. I meant to call you Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Now it's Friday, and I am going to call you because I was going to tell you about what I'm doing. So I'm getting ready to tell you about what I've been doing and what I'm up to, like right now. So stay in, don't go nowhere. Give me a second to let some people pile in. I wanted to come on and talk about networking and what we're doing at our Shaggy's Logistics. Just posted a post on your group. Please check it out. Check my week. I will. Let me share that in there right now. See what's in there. And that's a box truck, huh? Dude, we did really good this week. What's up, guys? David Balley's in the house. And I want to, every time I see David, he makes me mad because I want to go ride freaking motorcycles and stuff. And I got in trouble, so I have to go and fix something so I can ride my motorcycle. And it's getting colder and I'm missing time every day. I'm not like not out there like David, where he's out in the middle of Arizona where they ride 20 all day, every day, all year. Nice. 356 a mile, $7,700, $7,750 on 2175 miles with a box truck. Go, Mike. That's badass. And it's not to brag, right? This is doing it weekly. So, hey guys, if you get a chance, share the video somewhere to a group, like the page. I'm only going to come on for a little bit. Happy Friday. Hope you guys are having a great weekend. Let's stay positive, man. Be positive. Don't get negative. It's rough right now, man. It's between the government, politics, elections, people generally hateful, shippers, volume, everything's going on. But remember, the Christmas is coming, Halloween's around the corner, November the rush is coming. You got seed and farm products coming up again in January. So many different things still moving. So many things going on. I was talking to a guy over here that goes to our Taekwondo school. They works for the company Heartside. So Heartside, Heartside Foods. No, we know you're not bragging. Anybody that asks questions about how Mike Quinteo is doing the box truck stuff. When people call me about box truck, I was like, man, I can tell you what I taught Mike, but you got to hear from the experience of a guy that's doing it too. Like, because you sit there and you see people yelling right now about the industry and all these things that are going on, but you got a guy right there that's posting with direction and networking, and he made $7,700 last week with a box truck. Box truck. It's a box truck, right? There's guys out there with semi trucks that aren't making 7,700. I didn't say everybody go buy box trucks. That's what you shouldn't do. But it's the part about networking, right? So right now I'm doing two things. I'm doing a couple of different things. Let me show you. Let me show you real quick. So don't go there. I'm getting my map out. Let me get my screen share up. Everybody popping in, say hi. If you don't want to, don't comment in there. Tell me who you are. So on my map, it's always crazy because we have all these regions and seasons and places and things to go. But I am working. Oops, let me go over here and change this real quick. So what I've been doing for the last 2 weeks since I partnered up with Dion Trucking, Eddie Dion, MC number 1183883, and we just added on 3 more owner operators, so we're at 9, 10 trucks. And so what I've done is I've went and I've built a lane right here in Grand Rapids. I mean, we got a drop yard there. We got one right over here in Grand Rapids. We now have one here in Indiana and Terre Haute. We just picked up one yesterday from one of my students that's going to be renting rental property or parking spots in Chicago. And so what I'm doing, and then we got a lot, and then we're going to be working down here in Cincinnati, and I'm probably going to do a little bit of Columbus too. So what I'm doing right now is I'm basically picking these cities and I'm posting them out 30 to 60 days at a time. And so, just so you guys know, I'm not bragging right here, but these are all loads from last week. Every one of these loads is $200 for $800, 220, or 3 for 9 or 1,000, 5 for 1,600. They're all right here. Maybe one bad one out of every one of these. And every one of these loads that's on here has called me. And every one of these loads is now on a spreadsheet because when you go to my load board, I have all my lanes from Grand Rapids to Detroit, Detroit to Grand Rapids. Hey, what's up? Let me do this video real quick and then I'll call you right back. Is that right? Give me like 20 minutes. Fire up the laptop. All right, 15. All right. Sorry, guys, we're adding on an owner operator as we speak, and she's ready to rip and roar. So I got to get her rolling. So we're expanding in that area. So these are all loads. These are my load sheets. I have the Raycons to go with them. Don't worry, I can show them to you too. And these are all brokers that have called me, and every one of them that's called me has had multiple loads. Like this one guy just called me, William. He's got loads from Atlanta, Indiana, which is 45 miles north of Indianapolis, which is that dot right there. And he's got him going right back to my other customer that's in Kelowna, that's going over Canton, that's going back over to Kelowna. Every one of these loads that I'm getting are same day deliveries. They either pick up like 8 to 1, deliver to 5. And what we're doing is we're picking up other loads and delivering them back through because you're like, well, what the hell? $800 in a day. It's not $800 in a day. It's 800 plus 6 or 800 plus 7 or 800 plus 8. That's 14, 15, 1,600. How many miles am I running? Sometimes maybe 450, 400. You're like, how am I doing that? Well, the first load was 223. The next load was only 150 because those ones from Canton over to Grand Rapids for 1,600, for 600, they're only 150 miles, guys. They're only 200 miles. They're not long. They're 220. They're open appointments. And then the reason why we're putting drop lots is because we have the Amazon board over here that we're using that I've really not been too tuned in, but now I'm on. I love it. But it's the only thing I don't like about Amazon, it's always last minute. So if I can mix the general freight in those areas with the other part, but the big problem is you got to have places to drop your trailers, or unless you get connections with switchers. If you get connection with switchers, they give you places where you can drop them and you know your trucks are coming back in. It works. Plus, you got to have trailers. But, and so we're working really hard on doing this. And man, I'm getting so many calls. I don't know why you guys don't do it. You got Parade AI, you got all kinds of software, you got Google things where you can connect them all together. You got DAT, you got all these places. And if I go to the broker board right now, you guys aren't telling me nothing that you want. Like if I go to my broker board and I post up search trucks, every one of you guys post anywhere and you post zone 1 through 7 and you think that's going to work for you. When I'm posting these loads from Michigan to Indiana or Grand Rapids, I'm doing Grand Rapids to Indianapolis, Detroit to Indianapolis, Chicago to Grand Rapids, Chicago to Detroit. Chicago to Indianapolis, Indianapolis, Chicago, St. Louis to Indianapolis, Detroit to Indianapolis, St. Louis, and I'm staying in that area. I'm not going over here. I'm not going over there. I'm going from Grand Rapids to Cincinnati. And what I'm doing is I'm posting this out for 2 months at a time. And you're like, okay, well, two tricks. Number one, you can't let the post get stale. You have to keep it active, going. Number two, Number two, you have to refresh it constantly. So what I do is when I'm out running around and stuff, I get busy. So what I do is I don't like using it. I don't book loads on my phone, but I have like 4 apps on my phone. So I just go to my trucks and I just refresh it. So I refresh it because look, guys, if I go to the broker board right now, and I promise you, if David Bolly's or a broker is looking for David Bolly's trucks, dude, they go to Carrier 401, they go to e-carrier check, they call a bunch of people that are all one way, and all they're worried about is today and tomorrow. And the best brokers in the world or customers in the world want volume, they want the job done, and they want it done by the carriers. They don't want to see all this free for all stuff. You may think it is because you're caught up in the wrong world. So if you look, I'm building these spreadsheets right now. I'm building my spreadsheets like I used to back in the day. And I got two brokers. One broker is the broker that just sends me emails of stuff but see, these emails, I've pertained some of my loads in it. So if I go to my email right now, you'll see I have an email with, oh my God, in the last 2 weeks from networking, I'm probably at 100 emails. But these emails are coming from brokers that have called specifically on these lanes right here, right there, those lanes, nowhere else. Just loads that their customers have picked up in those lanes. So two things get to happen here. Number one, I'm getting ready to find, and I'm not lying. Have you got Marcel, the driver, on the phone? 2 times I've been in the receivers where the stuff was going on, and I've had the driver there, and the driver's talking to the receiver. And I'll tell you what, if that freight wasn't customer routed, not at that facility, I would have had a customer. Because if that guy controlled it, but see, now I got the name of where I need to go to get that freight, and that freight picks up every day from Toledo to Grand Rapids or Kalamazoo. 150 miles, $650. Pick up in the morning, 20 minutes, deliver by 1:30. From 1:30 to 3, I'm making another 650 or $700. See, you know, and I wonder why there's only 4 people on here when I'm trying to preach this cool shit. And you go, it makes no sense sometimes, right? But you can only do what you can do. So then you go over here and you look over here. So if you don't believe me, I'm actually building these spreadsheets right now on here. Here's my brokers. I got this guy, automotive. I got Brian, and then I got some of them on text. I need to add about 10 more in here. This guy Caravan has Wixom, Michigan, and Detroit on a daily basis. Erica has from Michigan to Columbus on a daily basis. I've already got the rates. I already know what they got. This guy right here from I got to add him to my list. He just called me with the seed that's going to go for the next 4 months. They'll be moving seed as all these farmers bring in their stuff. His brokerage was called Seth Mar Inc. So I got to add this one on here. Seth Mar Inc. His name was Will. He paid me $800 on 223 miles, picks up 8 to 3 both ends, delivers straight A. He has one on Monday, 2 on Tuesday, 4 on Wednesday, 2 on Thursday, 1 on Friday, and the next week's schedule's coming. If I already have that planned out, all I got to do is book the back haul. Find the broker bringing it back. If I get $800 delivering that morning and that other guy does it, that's $1,600 in 24 hours. On 400, maybe 40 miles, maybe 450. And they're calling me. I'm not calling them. I'm not going through the stupid shit. I'm not listening to some guy I can't fucking understand. Wherever the hell they're from. I'm building lanes and networks in an area that works best for you. My trucks. It's so much fun. And then now this is where my customers are going to come from. Because for a year I've been trying to just call customers and try to beg them to work for us. Now I'm going to call customers because I'm finding their problems when we're delivering, because I'm teaching my drivers to look for me. And me and William are going to go after them. Or me and Eddie. We're all going to. If you guys are an owner operator and you're leased onto a company, or you guys have an authority and you're having trouble right now, you don't have to keep beating yourself up. There's opportunity everywhere. If Mike can go and do $7,700 posting with direction with his box truck doing what I taught him months ago, you can. Why is networking so freaking hard that people can't do it? It's spreadsheets. It's posting your trucks like this. See, I'm working these lanes right now. So I'm going to refresh them again because I was trying not to refresh them today because I want to go camping. So I refresh them again. What's up, William? So why is building these lanes so hard? Like, these loads are everywhere. These sheets are no joke. Look, this isn't one. These are all 200-mile runs for 800, 700, 150 on 7. They're all right here. One after another. 500 on 16. And I've never left that box on my map. I've never went farther than Cincinnati, farther than Louisville. I've never went farther than Indianapolis, Chicago, Indianapolis, St. Louis. That's it. Like, I was finding loads for 400 miles out of Quincy, Illinois, coming right back to Lansing, Michigan for $1,200, $1,100. I delivered one right over there. Pick up and come back the next day. It's only 440 miles. I'm just asking you guys, why do we not network? Why do we not post? Because none of you post. None of you tell nobody what you need. You just call and try to get what you want, but you don't get it. So if you guys are tired of doing this stuff, you need help, you're an owner operator, we have 3 programs we're going to do at Eddie's. We're going to do Amazon. We got our freight side in the region right there on that map. Right here. If you live in this area right here, where we're working, let me pull that back over a little bit. This area right here. If you live right in there and you want to be, we got 3 products that we're building. I'm going to camping at Monticello up by Indiana Beach. We have our camper up there. It's going to be so nice because it's cold out and you get to put the fire out. Oh, I can't wait. I'm like, oh, let's go. And I've been in, and I need to relax for a minute anyway. So, but we got Indiana. So, and we got our webinar on Sunday. There's like 4 or 5 spots left. So we got, if you guys are an owner operator and you want to do self-dispatching, I'll teach you. If you guys want to run our Amazon, we'll help you. If you want to do Amazon and general freight both and do 7 days a week or 300 miles a day or go home, or whatever you want to do, we'll help you. We have drive-in trailers ready. We have 4 staged and ready to go. If you guys want to bring your own flatbed equipment over and run, we'll help you. We're teaching self-dispatching. And we do the dispatching for you. And we have drop and hook and live load freight mixed together. And we have 3 drop yards to drop so you can switch back and forth. And we're growing excessively. I've been talking to Eddie for like a month. I've been helping him for about 3 weeks. And we're flying. And it's like the difference for me from doing the dispatching for now is the authority's 3 years old. So like it gives me leverage like crazy. Like when you have a new authority right now, oh my God, it's like taking a pair of tweezers and pulling your nose hairs out of your nose. And I get it because None of you do the networking and find brokers that'll use you. Well, you find brokers, but if you find brokers that won't use you, like that guy just said in my video that one day, and they don't have freight where you're at, what good is it? I know, right? Oh yeah, we have already poured them in. We got two, one. I got to do orientation right now, actually, here in just a few minutes, with Monique from the group. She's coming over, and then we're actually helping her get her second truck going because we have a shop. Oh yeah, we have a shop too. Pretty cool, up in Michigan. So we have the shop, we have three drop yards, and we have three 10 trailers, or 11 trailers. We're ready. We're extra. We're working on, and then plus the ones we already have, and we're getting ready to do our fleet status on the third year. Our insurance is really good, so I'm helping Eddie get to that fleet status notice. As soon as we have fleet status, we should be able to drop a little more. We're ready to roll. That's just unlimited circumstances. We're gonna like tear it up. So, but I just wanted to come on and tell you that right now, if you're in these areas, everybody's like, "Yeah, Shaggy, you live in the Midwest." Well, you're wrong, because I was doing training yesterday with a lady that lives in Dallas, and I made some posts from Houston to Dallas and Dallas to Oklahoma City and Oklahoma City over to Louisiana. And actually, in a matter of minutes, guys were calling me with 200-mile trips for 600 and 700 bucks, $600. They delivered straight through. And I'm like, dude, $1,200 a day, $1,500 a day. You can do it anywhere. The problem is we're always looking for today and tomorrow and right now. And when an opportunity shows up, we're too caught up with our current problem to know what's next, what to do next. I mean, prove to me I'm wrong. Go post with direction, post your trucks out 30 days, refresh them every 2 hours, keep your name at the top of the list, do it 7 days a week from city to city, and you tell me if you're not fucking busy. You'll have so much work that you'll feel bad about it. You'll have to take it back down. Oh, wait, I forgot. If you're one of those guys that's all about $3 a mile, empty a load on miles, okay. But not every load ever pays that way. I don't care when you get customers. I don't care what you do. Every load always pays something different. One might be two, one might be four, one might be three, one might be five, one might be, or you might do, you have to build a product, guys. You have to have consistency and you have to give people a life so they can enjoy the industry that you have them in or they're in. If you don't do this, your business isn't going to work. Just so you know. And like I said, always, you've got to be able to have to do a team. I totally get it when you guys are one or two or a husband and wife, but it doesn't have to be. You guys can network. Make your technology work for you, not you work it. Make it work for you. Learn to do inbound and outbound. Learn to search with direction, not search anywhere. Always search with a destination and build the lane. St. Louis to Indy, St. Louis to Columbus. Well, if you do one, how many do they have for the next 60 days in that lane? And have you talked to everybody to find out how many they have? I get it. No one cares. You don't want to hear it. Guys, I get it. I'm not going to be training you guys forever. I'm burned out. I'm older. I'm getting wore out. And so I need to work on my trucking company and the brokerage. What's up, Mad Max? I need to work on a truck company brokerage. I'm only going to keep putting all these tips out here and showing you guys forever. Sometimes you got to stop training people and teaching people and really focus on what counts, because I can put all this stuff out here for you and show you. But I mean, if you guys don't want it and you're not getting it and you're not taking the training, I got to go make money and build a business. I got to go work just like you guys. I mean, I sit here and give tips and points and views on stuff and tell you guys to set up one-on-ones, wait for you guys to show up to get help. I see people crying on Facebook. I see you crying on YouTube, fucking Reddit, Instagram, TikTok, Block, Chop, whatever you call that shit. Everybody's out there. You're going to banks. You can't pay your bills. You're on fucking loans. You know what I mean? You're behind. I tell you about posting. I'm sitting here showing you the fucking loads. Now, if you went out and bought a super, what's up, Terry? If you went out and bought a too expensive of a truck, that's not my fault. If you got too much debt and you're priced out of the market, that's not my fault. If you're driving the truck and you don't understand how to put owner operators and diversify to build a product, that's not my fault. If you know what I mean? If you're using a dispatcher when you fly through my videos and they're not doing this stuff for you and you won't do it yourself because you think you're one guy in a truck, that's all, you can't do it, that's not my fault because I'm telling you guys right now, if you took 2 or 3 hours and sat down and built your fucking lanes on two different places and just started refreshing them all the time and had those calls come in, when they come in, you could talk to them while you're driving on your Bluetooth and then tell them to email you the stuff. You'll fill it out when you stop. It's not that hard to say, hey, sorry, that truck just got covered, but is this the only one you have? It's not that hard to say, hey, I didn't know if you read in the post right here. Let me show you guys again. Read in the post that I have 3 trucks and I'm looking for volume. I know you called on this one load, my truck, but hey, I know you feel like I'm lying, but I'm really not because the people that are calling you 90% of the time, they don't care because they read it and they tell you at the beginning, like, hey, I'm in volume. People are going to say I'm full of crap. And one guy's going to come on and say, brokers are shit. That didn't work. Hey, I get it. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to our Raycons and the money we're making or the stuff we're doing or the calls coming in. Shit. If you want me to do it, I'll liven up the post and answer the phone calls for you and turn my phone on. I just did Mad Max. I just went through a whole bunch of that, of what we're doing and building lanes because, I just showed a picture of where I'm working with Dion Trucking now. He basically became his operations and went on. I'm tired of waiting for people to sign up for training. And, and everybody calls for help, but everybody wants to help. They want the answers, but they don't want to learn to do the work. So what I did is I draw a circle right here, just like where you live down here. Same thing down here where you live in Atlanta, in this area. The question always is, if I live in an area like Atlanta or Dallas or the Northeast, obviously people have to eat. Obviously people have to move freight. Obviously there's manufacturers. And obviously there's a bunch of brokers that play games and trucking companies play games. So if I was a customer or a broker hired by a customer that needed a carrier with a certain type of equipment or needed a trucking company that can do volume in lanes from this city to this city, my question is how would I find you? And if I found you, would it tell me what you needed? And if I told you what I needed, right, would you be prepared to take it? Do you know what to do with it? Are you one and done? Are you looking for 2 loads a day at 200 miles or 3 loads a day? Are the people that have 5 loads of each product every day for 2 weeks out at a time? Or are you just worried about today and tomorrow? What is your problem? Is that how you think you make the most money, is going where it always pays the best? Or is it setting up your product to where you have these guys doing 20 to 24 and these guys doing 24 to 28 and you're doing it every week consistently? It's $300,000 to $350,000 a year. Or you're one of those guys that's doing 2 to 250 and you do $5 a mile all the time. Gross a year. I don't know. That's what I was thinking. But why don't we do the work? Why do we constantly work for these people that call us all day long, charge us 5 to 10% and say, I see you're getting empty here. This is your options. Why do we open an authority without telling people what we need and building a network before we start? Why do we think that we should just go get a packet, an MC authority and insurance, get a low board, get a spreadsheet, and get some weird fucked up cost for operations thing and go out there and do it? A lady asked me, do you want to dispatch new people? I want to do a dispatching service to be a broker. What would you do? I said, I'll tell you what. First thing I do is open my bond. Second thing, but before I even do that, what I would do is I would get a load board And and if I could use somebody's active MC number, I would use that to borrow it, not to book loads, just to borrow it. I mean, you can get an MC number to use it and not cause fraud, but just saying. And I get an MC number that's active so people will talk. I would figure out where I want to work my product. I would make a 150-mile radius around where I live and post it out 30 to 60 days. Then I'd go from here to here to 3 or 4 dedicated, post it out 30 to 60 days. And each one of those, I'd put volume in it. And what I'd do is start networking with brokers. And instead of asking when it picks up, when it delivers, what the weight is, and what the commodity is, and then what's your target rate, which is most of what you guys do, then I would have a whole bunch more questions. Like this lady was doing trading yesterday, and she was laughing because there was a broker on the phone. And I'm like, hey, you asked Con about that load. And he said, here, I'll tell you about it. So he said, what's the weight? And I'm going to say, by the way, you live in Colorado? And then he says, yeah, but what time does that pick up? And I say, are you a Rockies or a Broncos fan? Oh, neither. Okay, great. And when's it deliver? And then I just do you guys have your own trucks? Then what do you do? How long you work there? 5 years, great. And then ask another question. It's funny because I'm practicing to see how long I can keep a guy on the phone while I'm getting the information before he actually tells me to get off and what I can get away with. Why don't we learn to be like that? But we all want to be brokers or we all want to be trucking companies, but we can't network or communicate. It's not my fault. It's not my fault you can't communicate and network and you literally don't want to talk to nobody. You're a stubborn son of a bitch and you open a trucking company. It's not my fault. Stop talking on Facebook and negativate and making everybody else negativate because they think you know something. They can network. You see it every day. I don't want to log William out of my broker board, but if I showed you the broker board, you would see that. Anyways, I have to go to work, guys. I wanted to come on Friday and just wish you guys the best weekend and tell you about while you're home this weekend. Think about what you want to network. Think about the cities that you would like to run to and what kind of product you really have. Think about what you're going to do with it. What are you doing with your trucking company? Why are you not posting, searching with direction, building a product ahead of time before you need it so you can get it just like I'm showing you right here? I mean, I'm doing it living proof. If you're scared, ask for help. If you're an owner operator at a company doing it, at least on us. If you're an owner operator at a company that's not helping you do this kind of stuff and you want to self dispatch, we'll help you. You don't have to starve. You don't have to be by yourself. Sometimes having your own authority is not the thing. Have a team. Hell, I found it out. I had a team and I couldn't get it all done. I mean, I tried to do 5 companies at once for last year and I feel like I started at zero. I'm back to consulting and starting over again. So now I'm going to do what I like and I'm going to run a trucking company, help my brokerage, and let the other businesses go and just are still here. We're still doing compliance and stuff like that. But I'm going to concentrate on what I'm good at building trucking companies, owner operators, booking loads. That's the only thing I know. I don't want 5 businesses. But I do want to build a business, but I want to be a part of it. I'm tired of building affiliate programs, building residuals, and saving the world trying to change everybody. I'm just trying to tell you guys it's changing for me because I have to. You can change. Well, next week I'll have Eddie come on and we'll talk about this. So you have me backed up by Eddie. So he'll tell you. We'll show some pictures of our owner operators coming on our Facebook page and in the group. We have 2 coming on right away. I'll even interview them so they can back up what we're preaching. Just for you guys. That's where we're moving. Guys, take care of yourself. Have a really great weekend. Don't forget about our webinar. Still, you have time to sign up on Monday. If you guys need one-on-ones, call me next week. Set up an appointment. I'll teach you exactly what we're doing. It's no secret. We'll share. I'll do it while I'm on the phone with you. I'll do the work. You can't get much more realer than that. Peace.